Hey everybody, it's Dennis103 here today with a bonus video replay cast, looking at one of my own games in the Memepan, and how can I put it? Matchmaking kind of screwed the enemy team over. They've got a ranger and a Hiryu. Now, first thing I kind of want to say is I feel really feel a bit bad for my friendly Saipan because of my super ultra aggressive playstyle and me wanting to get in there and fuck shit up. So I pretty much just take advantage of this guy's hard work and basically screw him over in the process. So, sorry my dude, but I took the chances I saw, and a couple of them didn't pay off, and a couple of the things I did was really kind of silly. We'll get to it shortly, but I played this game literally 5 minutes. Well, I finished this game literally 5 minutes ago, so you know, hey, I still remember it. I mean, it's like what, 4 a.m. now. I woke up at 12. I had some really shitty fucking sleep. You know, I went to bed at 9 because I came home feeling like utter fucking shit. So, But I started off getting screwed by the Iron Duke. I mean, it's an Iron Duke, nothing wrong with the player. It's just an Iron Duke, it's slow as shit, so autopilot screws me over. So I take manual control of all of the ship just to make sure I don't get crashed into the friendly Saipan. And that probably screwed his headwind launch over as well, so that's the first little bit of unfortunate luck with us. I was hoping the other Saipan would have spawned to the left side of the map or something. Spider cleave lol, so I'm just immediately going to say, screw this shit, I'm not going anywhere near that. I would have liked to flop a destroyer in the beginning, but, you know, with the massive headache I've got right now, I don't think I'm going to be giving too many shits about what I'm doing. I'm really just trying to finish off the last Duke of York mission, which this game did. Get 1,000 base XP, and it's not that hard in a Saipan. Strafe a few planes and you're done. Anyways, I see a lot of fighters, in fact, all of their fighters, unless Hiryu's in a fighter setup, but I'm pulling my shit to the west because Farragut just got spotted over there. And it looks like our carrier wants to go in for the strafing, and he's going to head on strafe that. So I'm currently getting a little... I'm mispicking a bit because I kind of screwed some of the squad numbers off. And then all of a sudden the allied carrier decides to strafe into me. So right there I actually think that I lost some planes to the allied strafe. Like, that was a bit of a weird looking strafe, and now he's coming back with another one. So, okay, I figured that my friendly aircraft carrier isn't really the world's most competent one, so I'm just going to put that strafing in there, and it's likely going to kill a bunch of my own planes and a bunch of his planes. But at this point, I don't really care too much. I'm just going to abuse the Saipan's disengage strafe more. I kind of put it towards the friendly fighter at this point, which is a bit silly, but you know, I get tagged again, but it's no biggie. Oh, it looks like I didn't get fully tagged, so I'm just going to disengage straight out in case the allied carrier wants to do a strafing into this shit. So I'm basically going to give the friendly carrier the opportunity, but it is plane is damaged, so at this point I just decide I'm going to cycle my stuff. I don't really see this much of a point here. And at this point I should have realized that the Belfast is actually a heavy AA spec. I mean, I realized it later on, but I mean, of course, the combined AA of the fleet over there is enough to do some damage to my Saipan plane, but hey... Also not the world's best drop, but considering the fact that I was flying past the Bliat first, and I should have dropped the Bliat first to be completely fair, and I pretty much hang my carrier there out there to dry as I decided to bail my shit, because I wanted to cycle it, because it kind of got damaged, and I got a little bit miffed figuring that the allied carrier did a bit of a weird disengage strafe there, but it was a really horribly initiated engagement by me, so I screwed that one up. I should have kept my fighter in reserve to see what the enemy carrier wanted to do, and probably should have used it to wipe Hiryu and then support my allied Saipan single fighter squadron against the Ranger. Spotted by the diver was coming up behind me, but it's no big deal. Unfortunately, neither of us are in a position to defend because I decided to full cycle all my stuff, and of course one of my squads got wiped by my own strafing because I put it really on the borderline, so I figure, you know, I pretty much accepted the fact that I was going to kill my own plane there. So that's 2 of my own fighters team killed, basically. It's not a big deal overall, to be honest, but hey, looks like Fushun is coming to attack by the enemy Hiryu, but doesn't look like he's really doing a good job of it. He's looks like he's auto-dropping, so I'm pretty much taking the chance that the dive bombers are going to get a retreat path strafing, and the torpedo bombers I get a good wipe on the way home. Trying to wipe both fighter and dive at the same torpedo and dive at the same time, but I failed to get it. But hey, the fighter should be a reasonably easy pickup with just a click fight, but the Bliat first is underneath that, so he's gonna make me hurt a little bit with the plane, and I really should have figured that this Bliat first does actually have some pretty good AA over there. Because, I mean, first of all, it's got good, you know, autocannon, but on top of that, he's actually got AFT, and I suspect he might have BFT or manual, one of these two. He probably put one of his, you know, high-tier Royal Navy cruiser captains in it, so I don't know if he has IFHG or not. But I shouldn't well, I shouldn't keep my number 3 damage squadron airborne anymore. I see that the friendly carrier is going for the Gneiss now, and he hasn't lost any plane on the approach in there, so I figured that the Gneiss now isn't really heavy AA spec and whatnot. So I'm basically waiting for his torpedoes to hit, waiting 15 seconds, and then I'm going to go in there and flop the Gneiss now myself. Hopefully I can pick up some flooding damage, basically letting him do all the hard work, and I go in and reap the benefits. Although the Hideo fighter, I'm basically just seeing if he wants to get baited into some strafings near the allied fighters. We've got 2 of them in there, so it shouldn't be too bad. The allied carrier doesn't want to make a commit, and I figured he might try to do some weird funky strafing there, but he realizes that my fighter is hot on his heels, so he's pretty much going to do a disengage. If he wanted to do a disengage strafe, he would have done it now, so at this point I've realized that the guy isn't actually too smart. I do a disengage strafe figuring that the allied carrier would want to do a strafing on top of me, but it seemed he didn't want to, which was the mistake, and now he does a disengage strafe figuring I would come on top of him, but I didn't realize the second Ranger Squadron was coming in. However, I see that it's flying past me, so I'm just gonna do a bit of a wipe on top of it. Hopefully I didn't kill any of my own guys. Shit, he disengage strafes on top of the enemy carrier, but he's bleeding right now. And I'm going to go for the click fight here, because I don't really want to be fucking about with it, but with the Cleveland coming in now and the friendly carrier having disengaged, I'm going to disengage, but I didn't realize that I'm basically doing it straight towards the friendly fighter, but thankfully I don't pick up any friendly kills over there. Just going to pull the stuff away, so that probably scared the crap out of my friendly carrier. A pretty horrible awareness on my end. Anyways, it looked like he didn't want to strafe the torpedo bomber, guessing we're just going to do some weird click fighting here. He panics it at least, so I'm going to panic the dive bombers, so that we can minimize the damage that Shanos receives. 1 on the belt isn't too bad. Panic that dive bomber, we're going to go for the second one that's coming in, and with this massive blob of shit coming in, I think it's... our carrier does a bit of a head-on strafe into that, so I think I should pitch my own aircraft in and wipe out the strike. I'm going to use my full squadron, the one that's high out now. I was trying to bail the other squadron, but it didn't seem to happen, so, I was trying to retreat it because it was low on ammo. And now, with the most of his shit wiped out, I should just... right now I'm going to use my low ammo squadron to basically bait the enemy fighters into coming in on me. He doesn't know, of course, that I'm low on ammunition here, so I'm pretty much thinking of just going for the tag and wiping my own stuff here, because my fighter's going to get killed, so I can't actually properly do a disengage strafe with it, but it doesn't matter because... wiping out my own shit there is perfectly fine in a way, and I'm just going to disengage strafe because I have absolutely no reason whatsoever to take an engagement with that. New Mexico in the middle just got attacked, and the friendly carriers... he's loitering a few more fighters in there, so he's probably, bleeding them a little bit. But I'm having a pretty reasonable day over here. I think the problem with the allied carrier is he doesn't really recognize the super aggressive movements I'm making, in, out, fuck off, get in there, strafe and shit, fuck off, out of anti-air. So he's kind of lagging a little bit behind in the reaction there and bleeding out his planes. So, yeah, you can see a little bit of the chat. I'm trying my best to work together with him, slow down my gameplay a little bit so that maybe the guy can have a little bit of a better time. But I think at this point it doesn't really matter. I'm not sure if he's having trouble with the enemy aircraft or if he's having trouble trying to work together with me. I'm guessing it's the latter because, like I'm saying, it's not easy to work with a carrier player that is being super, super aggressive and whatnot, especially if you're not on TeamSpeak. But then again, we're in Saipan, so it's not a big deal. You get a little bit cocky in chat and whatnot, but hey, in hindsight, it's not really too nice of a thing on my end there. Looking for the Gallant, I'm actually not sure where the guys run off to now, so I kind of want to use my planes and, cycle some of the stuff so I can be prepared for the next defense, because, I'm never going to stop the Akashnik attack, but I'm figuring out the Ranger and the Hideo are probably busy with that, so I might get a free strafing on the Ranger fighter. Gonna go for the strafing first and then just immediately retreat them home. If the friendly carrier wants to have some fun over here, you can have it. I don't want to bleed too many planes unnecessarily. So the low ammo squadron and the slightly damaged squadron is now on its way home. I'm contemplating sending my fighter to spot or sending my torpedo bombers to just kill the Gallant, but I deedle-dawdle a little bit, like torpedo bombers there, now fighter's there, now torpedo bombers there, now fighter's there. Currently the allied carrier is doing some weird-ass strafings over the enemy's fleet, but he seems to catch a pretty good chunk of the Ranger's dive bombers, although he's going to bleed out on the planes on his own, so I'm not really sure it's a great thing overall. At this point, I decide to send my torpedo bombers to go hit the Iron Duke to flood him down, and send my fighters, to search for the Gallant. No clue where the guy is right now. Figured he might be using this island to run back towards more friendly territory, so I'm using the fighter to scan around there. The Leander and the Stewards group there did request some air spotting, so I'm going to send that... send my shit over there to help out, but it didn't seem like I found him, so he probably went further south or something over there, and I wasn't paying attention. I was just microing the fighter a little bit. It's an Iron Duke, so I'm basically going to go torpedo bomber, flooding, hopefully, and then come back for another flooding, but with some of the stuff being visible on the right side, and my mental capacity for microing aircraft being pretty low right now, I'm more on the end of trying to go for my clear sky of the day instead of trying to, kill this Iron Duke. I can always come back and kill him later on. So I go back to kind of trying to micro, well not micro, but deal with some of the stuff over here. It looks like the Hideo is chasing the Ranger, so I'm going to put a bit of a strafing to counter some of the shit that he's going to send up behind, leaving the Saipan, the Allied Saipan to go kill some of the shit on the way home. Well, on the way in. Looks like he does an immediate disengage strafe, so I'm going to put a counter strafe on top of that, but it's not going to do too much. I'm right in chat, disengage strafe now, so hopefully I don't wipe too much of my own carrier shit. Hoping that he would disengage strafe to the north, but I mean, he had nothing else to micro, so I was hoping he'd be paying attention to that, but it didn't seem like that, so I do kill one or two of his planes. Now Astios and the Anda group run into the carrier, the Gallant even down there, and my attack on the Iron Duke is way delayed, so his Damacon's going to be coming up soon, but he's taking fire from the team, so yeah. But hey, I'm approaching the 70 planes marker, so I shouldn't be too far off clear sky. Iron Duke drop looks alright. Gonna miss one, but it's not a big deal because I got the flooding on him, so he should be taking a bit of damage. The torpedo bomber group over there does look a little bit tempting, but right now I'm just gonna split my fighters up a little bit. Hopefully not bleed too much to Bliot first. Again, I've yet to recognize the guy's heavy AA spec. I mean, normally with the Bliot first, I don't suggest AFT over manual because you want IFHE on the Bliot first, right? So it's IFHE concealment and then manual, in my opinion. 6 km AA range is good enough. Your heavy autocannon is actually very strong, but it's very, very, very bad redundancy on them because it's separated over 6 different twin Bofors with the radar fire control mounts. So, I think it's 144 DPS on them, but the problem you have with them is it's only 6 of them. You get 80 spam the bit, one of the 2 of them dies. So, the redundancy, like I said, is pretty horrible. Anyways, I'm sending a plane over the Bliot first. Again, I was not... The plane I parked there was intentionally because I intended to attack the Belfast, but my mental capacity kind of fails me there and I just leave it be. Not even launch my my last torpedo bomber squadron. Gonna go in there and put a bit of a side strafe there. I'm looking around here like, is the Bliot first shooting? And it doesn't really seem like that. I don't think there's anything realistically to spot. Gonna put in another silly strafing here and just try to get it off towards the torpedo bombers if possible. My ammo capacity is a bit low, and there you go. I get my plane spotted by the Duke of York. Massive mistake on my end. I'm figuring that the Allied carrier wants to strafe the torpedo bombers, but they didn't seem to be the case. So I'm going to go wipe his dive bombers out instead, picking up the clear sky. But my torpedo bomber now gets wiped, and I was looking at it. It's like, yeah, I probably should be microing it, but hey. So that's a bit silly on my end, but I now know that this Bliot first is running a very heavy anti-aircraft spec, so I'm going to make sure the guy dies for that next time. And he gets spotted now reversing, which is a bit silly. But then again, QE and Iron Duke, not the world's best chips for punishing that. Replacements-wise, I'm kind of a bit low on the lower end of fighters now. But it's not a big problem because we've wiped out the vast majority of their stuff. Both of their carriers should be they should be approaching the deplaned stage of life. Not going to stack my... not going to go in single torpedo bomber. I'm going to stack my stuff up, wait for the Bliot first to re-smoke. And there you go, I see that the plane gets engaged by the Belfast's anti-aircraft, so I like checking in, like how far I'm away, and like yeah, this guy has AFT, so I wouldn't be too surprised if the guy has manual AA on top of that, because you don't go AFT on a Belfast without a good reason. You'd much rather honestly have manual AA because it just works so much better with a incredibly high acceleration ship like the Bliot first. If you want to strike that, you have to do quite some circles around it to get the attack off. Now the Bliot first makes a big mistake. He doesn't extend the smoke screen, so the area inside of that smoke where he could possibly be isn't really that big. I'm hoping the team can actually kill this Duke of York. I know the guy's name. He's one of the CAT or CPT testers that I used to run into randoms quite a lot. Yeah. But I'm hoping that the team can actually annihilate the Duke of York before my shit has to get there, because then I don't bleed as much to the Bliot first. The Bliot first looks like he has reversed a little bit in the smoke screen, so I'm going to just put the strike there and leave it be, because, he might be thinking that I'm circling around to hit the Duke of York, and I'm kind of going to try to make it look like that by, flying them past with a micro return. But he didn't. He failed to recognize it, and this trade probably isn't going to do much. So hey, but I wipe out the Bliat first, and that's kind of what I wanted. As I collide with the Saipan, you know, again, mental thought processes not being where they should be, so we kind of ram into him. Should have been moving my ship up a lot earlier, but I wasn't. So that's the last attack I'm going to get of this game. Gonna pick up a couple more planes. Honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. The Fiji's gonna kill the Ranger, and then, you know, the Saipan is currently attacking the enemy Hiryu. Unfortunately, I didn't think about apologizing to my carrier during the game, and I took the screenshots of this and then closed the game, so I, you know, couldn't really apologize for my perhaps not that team-oriented play in conjunction with him. But hey, double carrier games with Saipans is always dodgy because you don't really know. Well, double carrier games is always dodgy, especially when you have both carriers that are kind of trying to achieve something on the map overall. Because what was happening was that the friendly Saipan, you know, he was trying to do something with his fighters. He was trying to support me and get me to support him, but you know, I kind of I wouldn't say laid him down. In that sense, you know, it's more me letting him down overall. Because I killed like 2 or 3 of his fighters, although, you know, definitely the trade was superior, but. You know, in that sense, I guess I basically volunteered him and his stuff on the chopping block, and then took advantage of the attacks he made to get my damage over time floodings in and whatnot. Because he was pretty much always cycling attacks before me. Regardless, here the post-battle results gained 120k damage. Could have gotten a bit more if I'd been, you know, not half asleep and dying, basically. 79 planes, not too bad. It's really what I was just going for. Try to pick up my daily glass guy there at the end. So the damage was more or less a secondary thing. 3 kills, not too bad. You can see the final task of the Duke of York for I think the Shanos Doctor camo. Kind of wanted that at the end of the day because, you know, it's the campaign supposedly in game it's saying it's ending tomorrow, but well, you know, tomorrow's the last day, so hey. But yeah, I have no clue what Wargame is actually decided in that sense, so I kind of just decided, you know, sod it, I'm gonna leave it, you know, just get it done, get it out of the way so I don't have to worry about it. Looking at the team score, I'm top of the scoreboard with 2.2k base XP. I only needed 1000, so that's not really too hard at all. Could do it with any ship and get it done, but I kind of wanted to play something brain dead, which is kind of didn't pay off because I ran into double carrier game. But you can see on the enemy team, like their Helio got screwed, their Ranger got screwed. Like they've got 16 planes combined compared to that of us. It's like, yeah, poor guys. I mean, they weren't really microing their planes together. They weren't really working together that well either. I mean, like in terms of, you know, comparing, you know, I was working way well, you know, the combined team work of me and my allied Saipan was much better than the combined work of their Ranger and Hiryu, which weren't really doing any kind of strafings whatsoever, and a lot of the times they just left their planes there for us to pick up. I guess they got demoralized at the matchmaking, so like, oh, double Saipan, fuck my life, and I wouldn't really blame them overall for seeing that. The Bliat first picks up the top XP, not by much, which makes me believe that the guy didn't have IFHE, you know, overall. Sod it. Rest of the team, who cares? Detailed report here, you can see I pick up 5 allied aircraft destroyed. This includes your own. So, you know, I could have hovered over there and seen how many of my own Saipans I wiped. I didn't check this after the game, so I really should have checked it, but I'm pretty sure I killed like 2 or 3 of, maybe 2 of his and 3 of my own. Because I know I killed 2 of my own in the first strafing I did, and then 1 of my own later on. So I'm guessing the last 2 came, well, they were friendly kills, some really dodgy disengaged strafing on my end, simply not paying attention. Pick up 29 fighter kills, 26 dive and 22 torpedo, not too bad. And my aircraft losses, I could have maybe not lost some to the Bliat first, but that was just inattentive play on my end. You know, doing this shit when you are feeling like dying already isn't really helpful. But damage overall isn't a big thing. Didn't get to attack the destroyers. The Gallant, I never really caught him. The guy kind of just slipped past because I wasn't really paying too much of an effort to try to find him. I was contemplating, like, do I want to send scouts to look for him, or do I want to focus on trying to defend? And in the end, like, I sent 1 scouting run and then went back to defending. Might as well just show the credits XP. I mean, it's a Prem ship. I'm not really going for credits or XP or anything, so you can see that it's kind of overall kind of crap. 7.2k Captain XP. 7k, normal XP. You can see it's just a super test flag doing a little bit of buffing there. So, and 500k credits definitely ain't bad. I mean, it ain't Missouri, but being able to do this on a reasonable result overall is definitely not too bad. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this bonus replay cast. If you like my content, give me a like on the YouTube video down below. Subscribe to my channel for more, well, I guess you can say just talkative content like this, where, replay casts. Most of what I'm going to be doing now. And, yeah. If you want to submit replays for me to give perhaps a bit of a funny or critical look at, if you have anything specific you want to ask me about, a question about a move you made or what you should have done, what you could have done, or maybe if you had a chance to win a game that you ended up losing, send them to replays.strangers123@gmail.com. There will be an address in the description box below. Send your replays, give me a good title, give a description of what you want reviewed, if you want anything specifically reviewed. I tend to look at replays that ask for any specific review or advice before others, which are just amazing results, because I feel that as a service to the community, I kind of want to do replay analysis over just any old generic replay cast, and a lot of other YouTubers do replay casts. So if you're here for the entertainment purposes, I'm sure you can find for these super top games. There's always a lot of other YouTube content out there to look for. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Take care, and I'll catch you guys for the replay analysis later today. See ya!